Hello friends, what's up? It's Jaime here. Welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! Because it's the new year, I wanted to talk about my plans for the channel for 2024, so the kinds of videos that you can expect, Mission to Martius updates, schedule changes, all that good stuff. I have some fun things planned that I want to get into, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting with the kinds of videos that you guys can expect to see in 2024. As you guys probably know, I am a playwriting and screenwriting major, currently in my final year of college. I've talked about it at length throughout many different videos on this channel. And so I've taken all different kinds of writing classes throughout my college career, and I've worked on all different kinds of projects throughout these classes. So I've written all different kinds of things for these classes, but this past semester was the first time where I was actually able to see like some of the work that I've written, like the narrative work that I've written, get made. So two of the classes that I took this past semester, which I'll talk more about in a later video, I took Writer Scene Workshop and Writing the Web Series, and both of these classes were essentially about taking what we had written for each class and then producing what we had written into something tangible. For Writer Scene Workshop, it was to take a singular scene that we had written and then produce it. And then for Writing the Web Series, we would write a couple of episodes for a web series of our creation and then produce one of those episodes. And so I actually have both my scene from Writer Scene Workshop and my episode from Writing the Web Series, and I'm going to post both of those on the channel. I decided that I wanted to upload these projects onto the channel for really two reasons. The first reason being that I'm quite proud of how each of these projects turned out and I want to share them with you guys. And the second reason is I feel like this will help by sharing these projects. It will help you guys become more familiar with my writing, because I talk about writing all the time on this channel. I've made so many videos talking about my own experiences as a writer, or like critiquing other writing things or praising other writing things. But you guys don't really ever get to see that much of my own work. The last time I posted like any of like my original like writing like narrative work on this channel was Fade to Black, which was like a short like one act kind of like play that I wrote when I was like 16. That was, oh my god, that was so long ago. And that definitely I would not consider to be my best work or very reflective of my work now. I think I've always wanted to go back to that project. I haven't, but I've always wanted to go back to it and kind of like revise it. But again, it's not really reflective of, I feel like, who I am as a writer today. And so I feel like by sharing my scene and my episode from Writer Scene Workshop and Writing the Web Series, it will help you guys like get a sense of who I am as a writer today in the now, especially since, as we're going to talk about in a moment, I'm currently in the process of, developing Mission to Martius, which is an audio drama that I have been working on for almost 9 years now. And so I feel like it would be quite helpful for you guys to kind of get, a sense of just like how I operate as a writer. I'm gonna read you my log lines from both my scene and my episode, just so that you get a sense of like what they're about before you go in to watch them. I'll also have the log lines like in the description of those like separate uploads. But yeah, so I'm gonna read those to you. Also just kind of like as a heads up, because they're both like very different, like you'll see like when you watch them, but they're both very different projects with very different tones. My scene from Writer Scene Workshop is titled Sangre, which is blood in Spanish, and so here is the log line. Estranged sisters Adriana and Brianna Alonso clash over the latter's refusal to attend their abuela's funeral. And the web series that I created for Writing the Web Series is called Adam and Jam, a series of unfortunate dates. It's just this silly little rom-com that's like very loosely based off of mine and Adam's relationship and the dates that we've been on. For my class, I ended up producing the first episode for the series, and so here is the logline for that episode. So Adam and Jam go on their first date. Jam is determined to be perfect for Adam, but the weather and a messy ice cream sundae have other plans. Sangre is a live action scene that we shot on campus, and Adam and Jam is a animated web series. When you watch Adam and Jam, you'll understand why I was so heavy on the air quotes. Both projects are fully captioned because that was a part of each assignment. And so Sangre is going to be coming out on January 10th next week. And I believe Adam and Jam will be coming out on January 31st. All right, next I'm going to be sharing some updates on Mission to Martius. So in case you haven't been following along, Mission to Martius is a fantasy adventure audio drama that I have been developing for almost 9 years now. I've been documenting the development of Mission to Martius through a series I've been calling the Mission to Martius vlogs, which I've been releasing monthly since October. And so that's what I'm going to talk about first. I've released 3 episodes of the Mission to Martius vlogs this past year, and I plan to release about 4 more episodes this year. The next Mission to Martius vlog should be coming out in the next 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. So you may be wondering what my plans are going forward in regards to Mission to Martius content after I finish the vlog series. So I've mentioned this before in videos, and I actually mentioned this in my 2023 vision board video, but Mission to Martius is actually my senior project. Like I said before, I'm a playwriting and screenwriting major, and my senior project is basically my big final project that I have to complete in order to graduate. I don't remember exactly what I said in my 2023 vision board video, but I do recall saying something along the lines of how I had hoped to set up a staged reading of episode 1 of Mission to Martius as like a part of my senior project. Well, some things have changed in that department. I'm gonna do my best to explain this in a way that makes sense. Hopefully this makes sense by the end of it, but if you have any questions, I'll try to do my best to clarify in the comments. The first big change is that originally the way I had planned it is that Mission to Martius was going, like each episode was going to be 30 pages long, which would roughly translate to the episode like runtime being 30 minutes for each episode. But after several meetings with my senior project advisor, we came to the decision that it would actually be best and make more sense like narratively if each episode was about 40 to 60 pages long, which would then translate to about like 45 to an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour long episodes for each episode of Mission to Martius. And after like rearranging some things with like the plot, I realized that, yeah, that actually makes the most sense. So you guys may remember this because I actually have talked about this in a previous video, but I took a writing for television class last semester, and in that class, I wrote what was at the time episode 1 and episode 2 of Mission to Martius. And so my senior project advisor and I decided that, like, because I had already written this stuff in writing for television, that for episode 1, I would keep episode 1 like pretty much how it was in terms of like those first 30 pages, and then write 20 to 30-ish like new pages to complete the episode. So that's what I did. And I also, so it was about like 20 new pages and also like a good amount of like 10 to 15 pages that I had taken from what was originally episode 2 to kind of also like round out episode 1. And then so episode 2 at the end of all this, like the new episode 2 of Mission to Martius was really like a bunch of new scenes that I just like wrote this semester. So that's basically what ended up happening for that. So basically episode 1 is 30 pages of what I wrote last semester, and then 30 like pages combined from what was episode 2 from last semester, as well as new pages that I wrote this semester. And then episode 2 is really like 5 pages that I wrote from last semester, and then like about 35 to 40 new pages of what I've written this semester. And so going forward, next semester, I'm going to revise this episode 2 that I wrote this past semester, and then rewrite it, and then write an episode 3 this upcoming semester, and then also revise that episode. And so now my senior project is really going to be episodes 2 and 3 of Mission to Martius, adding up to about 100 to 120 pages between the 2 episodes. So while I have finished episode 1 of Mission to Martius and will continue to make edits to it throughout this upcoming semester, it really isn't an official part of my senior project anymore. I've thought about doing staged readings for either episode 2 or episode 3, but the problem is that I don't want to give away too many spoilers. So instead, I think what I might do, and I'm still playing around with this idea, so it is very much like subject to change, is that so one of the requirements for us as playwriting and screenwriting majors for our senior projects is to do cold reads with our classmates. These readings are a whole thing where essentially you schedule a time slot, then you send out an email blast asking for people to come and read. Usually the people who come and participate in these readings are juniors, because when you are a playwriting and screenwriting major and you take junior seminar, it is a requirement that you participate in like one of these senior project readings. I did it when I took junior seminar. I did it for one of my friends who was doing his senior project reading. You can do it regardless of what year you're in, but for like when you're a junior, it is required that you attend at least one senior project reading as a reader. And so you do that, and these are basically like whoever shows up, whoever responds, like, you know, comes and does a cold reading of your senior project as a group in person. So depending on how comfortable the people who participate in my reading are with being recorded, I may be able to do like sneak peeks of episode 2 and or 3 from like my reading, or I might be able to like do sneak peeks like when I'm at home with like people I know. I'm still working out the details. Honestly, the second option might be like the more like plausible one. But I will, when I have more information about that, I will definitely let you guys know. Okay, the next Mission to Martius related business is that, as you guys may remember, over the summer, I commissioned an artist to do character portraits of the 6 main characters of Mission to Martius. I have been in contact with this artist ever since, and the portraits are coming along very, very nicely. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for you guys to see the final products. I'm in the process of curating the feed of the official Raven Productions Instagram to eventually lead up to posting those portraits, which is very exciting. Which also, if you aren't following the official Raven Productions Instagram and you want more Mission to Martius content, you definitely should. The Instagram is always in the description of every video. I've been posting the reference pictures of each of the main characters as well as dialogue samples. Technically, this isn't like a YouTube thing, but I'm still going to talk about it because it is related to Mission to Martius. But so I have a lot of fun content planned for the Raven Productions Instagram this year. So like I'm gonna do mood boards and world building reels and character playlists and fun facts. So you should definitely go check those out. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to talk about in regards to Mission to Martius is that in July, I will be launching a new Mission to Martius related series. I don't want to give anything away, so all I'll say for right now is that it will be another way for you guys to learn more about Mission to Martius. So it's going to be similar to the Mission to Martius vlogs, but there will be some key differences, so stay tuned. All right, the last thing that I wanted to talk about for this video really ties into everything else that I've already said. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I am a senior in college and I graduate this upcoming May, which is quite surreal to say out loud. And over the years, throughout my college career, I've essentially been collecting notes to put together what will eventually be a 2-part video detailing my experience as a playwriting and screenwriting major. I've known since I was a sophomore that I was going to eventually make this video because I feel like it'll be helpful for several reasons. Namely, it will kind of show people like what essentially it is that I've been doing for the last 4 years, because I know I've had many questions from people in my personal life when like I tell people it's like, oh yeah, I'm a playwriting and screenwriting major, and they're like, oh, so like what is that? Like what do you do exactly? So that will be good for that. But I also feel like it may be helpful if you want to go into some kind of writing or creative field, if you want to major in some kind of writing or creative field, and I feel like it'll be helpful for that as well. So those videos will be coming out in June, and because I'm graduating, I also wanted to talk about how like that's going to generally affect my YouTube channel going forward, because in an ideal world, graduating college would allow me to work on more YouTube videos, but there's really no guarantee that whatever job I end up getting after college will allow me that kind of flexibility, or that I'll even have be able to get a job after I graduate. I mean, hopefully I do, because I need money. I am broke. As far as this semester goes, I've actually been pre-filming videos, so my schedule should be pretty, like my upload schedule should be pretty decent, hopefully, knock on wood, for this semester. But after I graduate, there's not really, like, I can't say for sure how that's going to impact the frequent and like consistency of my uploads. So I just wanted to give you guys that heads up. Granted, you guys know that I've never exactly been the most consistent creator on YouTube, but I do hope to maintain like some sense of consistency. I promise that I'm not going to disappear from YouTube. I really can't afford to, because this is how I'm going to keep you guys updated on what's going on with Mission at Martius. But just so you know, again, like, be prepared in case my uploads become more sparse and inconsistent. If it gets to that point, again, there's really no way for me to know in this moment in time what's gonna happen after I graduate and how that's going to affect my upload schedule, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. Who knows? Maybe nothing will change. I mean, I anticipate some things will change, but it may not even be like that major. But again, we'll see, and I will let you guys know. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are most excited to see on my channel, or if you have any questions. I'm very excited for what 2024 has in store. Once again, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I upload Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, except when I don't. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.